The U.S. stocks took a nosedive amid growing fears of a coronavirus-driven global economic slowdown, prompting investors to dump stocks. Global markets are also plunging after the implosion of an alliance between OPEC and Russia caused the worst one-day crash in crude prices in nearly 30 years, fueling panic triggered by the escalation of the coronavirus epidemic. On Friday, the S&P 500 fell by 1.7% to end at 2,972.37. It extended the losses this week. A collapse in negotiations among oil exporters to cut back production amid a slump in demand over the virus fear drove down crude oil prices, dampening investor sentiment further. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was flat last week to end at 23,851.02 on Friday. However, several minutes after the start of trading on Monday this week, the 30-stock average fell by 7%, resulting in a temporary suspension of stock trading. Trading resumed 15 minutes after the halt, but the sell-off continued. The Nasdaq Composite ended at 8,575.62 on Friday. The tech-heavy also extended the sell-off this week, posting a 7.2% fall on Monday, which turned out to be the worst day on Wall Street since the financial crisis. Saudi Arabia's oil price war and the deepening coronavirus fears in Europe added another level of unwanted panic to a market already thick with fear. Thus, Apple lost 1.3% on Friday to close at 289.03. The stock was down by as much as 8% on Monday amid a broader market sell-off. With the outbreak of the coronavirus and its spread across the world, Apple said it won't be able to meet its revenue guidance for the March quarter. China accounts for nearly 15% of sales for the company, but crucially, it is at the heart of iPhone production, which will affect supply globally. Still, analysts said there will be continued near-term impact from the virus, but believe Apple will be able to reach record highs in the next 12 months. Meanwhile, stocks in the green were mostly biotechnology companies, which are testing experimental antiviral drugs and vaccines that could treat or prevent the coronavirus and the disease that it causes. The company's stock finished at $14.09 on Friday, posting a record-breaking 223.17% rise from previous Friday's close. Still, following this week's global market sell-off, the price plummeted by 30.23% on Monday, although the overall decline was not that steep on the back of its skyrocketing rise. The company announced on March the 3rd that it's accelerating the timeline for its coronavirus vaccine program and now expects to begin evaluating the vaccine in humans in April. Inovio is also gearing up to be able to produce 1 million doses of the vaccine by the end of 2020. You've watched Weekly Financial Review on InstaTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to always keep track of the latest financial events. Bye.